Xbox keeps rolling in the month of September. We got another Xbox controller to talk about. And here's what's coming to Game Pass that's not Starfield. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Xbox Ready, the YouTube channel that is dedicated to all things Xbox. You know how I do things here. The way this channel started is that we would do these little news updates, but we've been trying out all sorts of different content on the channel. It's been really exciting. Y'all seem to like it, so if you want to stay tuned on everything we're doing on Xbox Ready, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. And if you're looking to buy any new Xbox stuff, whether it be a new controller or any other accessory, I have links below the video for all that stuff. We have a lot to talk about as Xbox fans, because the month of September is shaping up to be one of Xbox's greatest months in recent history. Starfield is proving to be a massive success for Xbox. Even before it's launching, there are a ton of people all around the world playing this game in early access. They're making a bunch of money off of Starfield sales, and Starfield sales are increasing hardware sales. They just released the Carbon Black Series S with the full terabyte of storage. There's a lot going on in the world of Xbox. And on top of all that, Xbox just announced all of the features that are coming to consoles as part of their September update. Now, all of the features that we're seeing detailed as part of the September update on the Xbox Wire, we've talked about them more or less on the channel before, and it seems like every time I talk about one of these updates, there's always someone in the comments or a bunch of people in the comments being like, man, this is something I've been able to do forever. This is not old news, I promise you. It is the September update, and they just announced it on today when I'm filming this video on September 5th. There's no firm date on when this is gonna officially roll out, but all of these features are going to be part of your Xbox console experience soon. First of all, anyone who's out there who has a monitor or a TV that supports variable refresh rate, they're adding a cool new feature that'll allow you to toggle if you want VRR on, or just when you're gaming, or off completely. Variable refresh rate is this thing, if you are not aware, where your display will kind of intuitively match with whatever your gaming output is. So yes, I know that there's a lot of games that are advertised as like locked 60 FPS, or that's the target performance, but oftentimes in reality, as we have seen, that is not the case. It's like hovering between like 50 to 60, sometimes even below that on some games. So variable refresh rate on a monitor or in a TV accounts for that. This was a pretty underrated feature for the Xbox Series consoles coming into this generation. It was something that PlayStation 5s did not have until like very recently. And unfortunately, in this modern gaming landscape where frame rates can be kind of all over the place, it's again a killer feature to have as an Xbox owner. It's not perfect, and before this update, you either had to have it on or off. There was no in between. So if you're playing Halo Infinite, it was perfect, but if you're just watching something on Netflix, it was not as great. It would often like do just some weird stuff if you're using it for anything else besides gaming. But now with this update, you can kind of fine tune it to fit your specific needs, how you use your Xbox. All you got to do is go to Settings, General, TV, and other options, and under Display it'll have a toggle for you to set your VRR preferences. With this update, it seems like they're putting in a lot of work on the dashboard, which has been pretty controversial, I will say, since they launched the new version. That's got to be like the most controversial thing I talk about on this channel. That, and I would say like the discourse surrounding the Series S. But they're adding in a new rewards tab on the dashboard. According to the Xbox Wire, rewards are now easier to find on your Xbox with the new rewards tab. You can jump to them quickly by pressing the Xbox button to open up the guide, choosing Profile and System, selecting your profile, and then choosing My Rewards, where you'll find your Game Pass quests. And apparently now you can redeem your rewards, you can redeem your points directly from that tab as well. This is a pretty interesting thing to have on your Xbox console specifically, because I gotta be honest, I am constantly forgetting about my Game Pass quest, my Microsoft rewards, and it's like, dang, I wonder how much money I'm sitting on just by like forgetting about all this stuff, or how much money I'm losing by forgetting to redeem my daily quests. They're constantly reminding you about your rewards and your quest if you use the Xbox app on your phone or on PC, but on Xbox they don't really have that. So like I said, I feel like this fulfills a need for console players specifically. This next feature that they're adding in kind of, I don't know, for some reason it kind of bums me out, but they're adding in a feature where you can request for your friend to invite you to whatever game that they're playing. So apparently how it's going to work out according to the Xbox Wire is that you can go to your friend's profile and then ask to join their game. Then your friend will receive a notification and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to shoot Ray, Lord Janitor, an invite. I can't really explain it. It's more like a gut feeling. It's like if I'm online, if I'm on the game, my friend should just invite me to the game. Right? Like they should just see that I'm online and send me an invite. It feels kind of weird being like, hey, can I play as well? I don't know, that's just me. With the September update as well, you will no longer need the sync button in order to pair your controllers or other Xbox accessories. The way they pitched this feature when we were first hearing about it, when they were first testing it, was super funny. They were saying things like, you won't need to get up off your couch anymore to pair a new controller. You won't have to use the sync button on our consoles anymore. And I'm like, dang, Xbox, way to go and make me even more lazy than I already am. Apparently, instead of using the pair button or the sync button on your Xbox console, all you have to do is go to the Xbox Accessories app and then choose the Connect a Device option. I assume this means that the sync button on the controller is still somehow in play here. But yeah, it's convenient, but also kind of funny. I mean, does that make like the whole design of the sync button on your console just totally obsolete now? There's too many changes. I don't like it. You'll also be able to have wishlist notifications on your Xbox as well, and you can fine tune it in your settings so you can get notified when a game that you really want goes on sale or becomes available or is put onto Game Pass. If you don't want any of that, you can turn notifications off, or if you just want to be like, hey, I want to know when this game gets discounted, you can do that too. Back in July, Xbox announced that they were working on a feature that would allow you to capture audio whenever you're playing games online, like in a game chat or if you're in a game lobby, that you can then use to basically report them. You use it as evidence. Earlier, I said that the dashboard was the most controversial thing I talk about. I take it back. This is definitely way more controversial. People get way more up in arms about their policies, their community guidelines, and their violations and how they handle it. So that voice reporting feature, that's going live as part of the September update. Now, back when Xbox launched the strike enforcement system, the new like 8 strikes and you're out kind of deal that they got going on, anytime a publisher or a video game platform holder tries to do anything to curb toxicity in their online multiplayer space, I'm like, sure, whatever, man, go for it. Because people will be really acting crazy, and I'm not talking about like the funny stuff or like the jokes or anything. I'm talking about the people who take it way too far, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. But now I'm starting to have some questions about this like voice recording, about this new strike enforcement system, because I'm seeing more and more screenshots popping up on Reddit, popping up on X, formerly known as Twitter. These little screenshots of them getting suspended for doing very harmless minor things. Like this guy on r/Xbox Series X posted that he got a 1-day suspension for typing in WTF is going on here, laughing crying emoji. And I've seen a lot of other cases like that, so I'm like, oh man, even though technically it's under like the profanity clause of their strike program, I hope that they continue to refine it to make that distinction, make that separation. According to the Xbox Wire, voice reporting equips Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One players with the ability to capture a 60-second video clip of an in-game voice incident that they believe violates Xbox community standards and submit it as evidence to the Xbox safety team for review. And with the launch of that feature, it makes me wonder how many people are going to take their communication over from Xbox Game Chat to Discord. As we all know, Discord is now supported on Xbox consoles, and it's pretty awesome. And now with the September update, you can now stream gameplay to your friends on Discord from your Xbox. This is apparently a one-way street, so you can stream your Xbox gameplay to your friends on Discord, but you can't watch their streams on the Discord app on Xbox, if that makes sense. This is not like a game-breaking feature, it's not like a must-have feature in my mind, but it signals that they're continuing to improve the Discord experience on Xbox, and it makes me wonder how far they're gonna take it. And especially with all the stuff going on with people recording voice chats and people getting reported and suspended for saying WTF, I wonder if Discord, if there's a version of this where in the future, Discord becomes like the dominant communication platform for Xbox gamers. They also made an update to the PC Xbox app, and they're always working on this, and I feel like it is a good time to be rolling this this out. According to the Xbox Wire, they are rolling out new features, they improve the performance is faster, whatever that means. We'll get Jimmy Champagne's take on this because he is always moaning and groaning about the Xbox PC app and how games perform when you play them through it. I've been playing Starfield through the Xbox PC app, and I've been enjoying it, so I don't see anything wrong with it on my end, but that's just me. As part of this update, you'll also see updates for your library and installation queue, including filters for installed, owned, and in-game pass so that you can quickly find your favorite games. Other updates to the Xbox app on PC include a collapsible play later list, while the installation queue now has a consolidated settings menu to make it even easier to manage your preferred installation drive, automatic updates, and more. They also brought back the game countdown as well, so there's been a little countdown saying like, you got like 14 hours until Starfield launches, and I'm like, I have been playing it for a couple of weeks now. I kind of almost forgot that it wasn't out officially. But enough about the update. Let's talk about Game Pass. Like I always say in classic Xbox Ready fashion, it is not an Xbox Ready video unless we talk about Game Pass in some way. So Starfield is going to be on Game Pass by the time this video goes up. And on September 14th, a week later, we're also going to be getting Solar Ash. Solar Ash is a science fiction action adventure game. It came out in 2021 and it got really solid reviews. It's sitting at like a 9 out of 10 on Steam right now, so pretty solid addition. I don't know how many people are going to be playing it since they're going to be wrapped up in Starfield, but it looks pretty fun. And not too long after that, on September 19th, we're also going to be getting Lies of P. That's got to be like the most ridiculous name for a video game I've heard in a long, or at least like a big video game, you know what I mean? Like Untitled Goose Game, obviously silly, but like that's part of the game, right? It's like a silly game. Lies of P. I don't know about that name. But the game itself looks pretty interesting. Apparently you play as this like cool version of Pinocchio, making your way through this like twisted fairy tale Dark Souls like world. The demo came out for this a couple of months back. I want to say around the same time as Final Fantasy 16 came out. I played through a little bit. I liked it. Is it as refined as like something like Elden Ring, the game that it takes inspiration from, all those Dark Souls games? No, but I think it's interesting enough that I would sit through and play through the whole thing. But there aren't a ton of games in this genre on Game Pass, so I feel like it's a really cool addition. It's really solid that Xbox was able to lock that deal down day one. Looking ahead to October, it's turning out to be a pretty damn good month for Game Pass as well. Obviously, Forza Motorsport is coming out day one, but we also got the Lamplighter League. We also have Warhammer Dark Tide. We've been waiting on the console version of this game forever, and it's finally coming out on Game Pass, and you'll be able to play it on your Xbox Series X or S. And Cities Skylines 2 is also going to be added at the end of October, which I know there's a bunch of people watching being like, who cares about Cities Skylines 2? You would be surprised, dear viewer. You would be surprised. I was at the like post press event after the Xbox showcase in June, and the person moderating the whole deal with like Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, Matt Booty, all those people, they were like, oh, what games are you excited about, like that you saw at the showcase? And the first one, some guy was like, City Skylines 2. There is a market for that type of game on Xbox. And last but not least, we have yet another Xbox controller to talk about. Don't even say it. I know Xbox has a lot of controllers, I know, but I like that. That's cool. It's nice to have options. This is another controller being brought to us by PowerA. This new controller is technically an update to their Spectra line of controllers. It's called the Advantage Wired Controller for Xbox Series X and S with Lumectra. I don't know if you have to say the whole name in order to like specify what controller this is, but basically the shtick of this controller is that it has cool RGB lights. It's priced at around $45, and they're selling these like RGB lights that you kind of stick on your walls or on your monitor, and apparently through this controller you can control not only the lights on the controller itself, but the lights that are paired up with it as well. It's all on board. Like a bunch of these other controllers that are floating around out there, it has 2 back buttons, which honestly guys, I feel like I've been playing with back buttons on a number of controllers for the past couple of years, whether it's the Elite Series 2 or 8-Bit Doe's Ultimate Wired Xbox controller, and it's like it's tough to go back to a controller that does not have back buttons. It does not have Hall effect sensors like I've been hyping up all these other controllers, and it's also apparently going to have impulse triggers as well, or at least according to GamesRadar.com it will. This would be like the Xbox equivalent to having DualSense technology on your controller. I don't know what games would support that kind of feature on Xbox, but hey, it's pretty cool. Again, this controller is $45, which is pretty dang good when you compare it to all the other controllers out there, especially the official Xbox ones, and it's available worldwide today. Anyways, guys, that's all the Xbox stuff I have to talk about today. Thanks so much for joining me for another edition of Xbox Ready, and we'll see you in the next video.